because what they're doing with the story of Captain America is something that hasn't really been done in comic book movies, which
Mm.
is to take a character who is associated with this image, like Steve Rogers being Captain America, and then change it from it's not Steve Rogers anymore, it's Sam Wilson,
Hmm.
but it's still Captain America.
Yeah.
In other movies, like I said, Superman can be Christopher Reeves, it can be Brandon Ruth, it can be Henry Cavill, it can be whoever, but it's always Superman,
Hmm.
and that person is always Clark Kent, and Batman is always Bruce Wayne, and Peter Parker is always Spider Man. They haven't done like the
Yeah.
Spider Man becomes Miles Morales. They haven't figured out the mechanics of how to do that. It's an achievement of these movies to do that, and I
Yeah.
agree with that 100%. I must say though that I think it's somewhat of a it's very difficult for these movies to get into the real racial political architecture of
Mm.
what it means for these certain things to exist. And I don't expect them to. Let me say that. I don't expect them to do that. So like I go to these movies thinking like I'm just gonna go and watch Black Captain America fight the Red Hulk. And I'll be happy with that, right? I'm good. I'm good with that, right? Everything else, like like the little part where Ross calls him son and like, oh son,
Mm.
that's a reference to like how white men used to talk to black guys back in the like. I get it. I see what you're trying to do with that, but I also know that you're not really ready to go into that in a way that's cool. You don't have to do that for me. Just let me see the shield bouncing around stuff. I'm good. I'm good because like for me, once you do that, it start to pull me in a way that makes it a little bit more it brings a different analysis for me that doesn't make it necessarily as comfortable.
Mm. That's tough. So are you saying it's disingenuous then?
Uh, that's a great question. It's not that it's disingenuous, but I will say this. I think that if you are going to be willing to open up a certain door, then you got to be willing to walk in it,
Mm.
and you got to be able to look around and see what's in that room.